name is Omoyele Shore, and today is May 29, 2017, Nigeria's Democracy Day. It will be second year of the Muhammadu Buhari regime coming to power, and also the 18th year of return of democratic rule to Nigeria. And today we are talking to a young person who was a member of the People's Democratic Party new media team and had campaigned vigorously for former President Goodluck Jonathan in an election that he lost in 2015. What is interesting, Deji, today is that this is the second year of the Buhari regime, and Buhari, the president of Nigeria, is nowhere to be found. How do you, on the opposition, I know we'll talk about this later, than PDP, react to that?
Well, it's ironic because today is second year anniversary for the Buhari government, and I listened to Professor Yomi Osinbajo on TV, and the way he spoke, I have cause to sympathize with the government, because when you have a president who campaigned vigorously on the fact that public officials will not be allowed, and even their children, to go to hospitals abroad, even schools and everything, because that's one of the main infrastructural decay in our country. But on a day as crucial as this, you have a situation where the president of the country is on a sick bed in London and is not even able to read a speech. It defines the entire government and what the government of the day is about. It defines incompetence, it defines vacuum, and it also defines the fact that, this government has failed in providing basic infrastructure for the people, because that's why the president, cannot be in a hospital in Nigeria. If the president was sick and on a hospital bed in Nigeria, we say, maybe that can be considerable. But the president is not even in Nigeria, he's in London. So
is there anything, in retrospect, since you guys lost power, that you felt was done differently from the way the People's Democratic Party was running its government before they were defeated in 2015? Is there anything that you think is positive that can go into the positive column?
Yes, the war on terror has been positive. I believe that the present government has dealt decisively with Boko Haram. They've dealt a big blow to Boko Haram, and whether anyone in opposition agrees or not, the people in the Northeast can testify to this. And I think that's a positive on the part of the government. But the vice president, the acting president this morning, insinuated that they have defeated Boko Haram. It's not true. Boko Haram has been decimated, but they have not been defeated. I believe that the government should focus on defeating Boko Haram and not talking about that Boko Haram. I'm not saying that Boko Haram has been defeated. No doubt they have tried in the war on terror. Again, we could not bring back any of the girls. And that
was the PDP?
Yes. And they have brought some of the girls.
As a member of the PDP, do you actually believe that the girls were kidnapped?
I believe that the girls were kidnapped. When it first happened, I had my doubts, and because of the circumstances of the principal, and her story did not add up. But when the girls came to the villa, because you remember 2 escaped, and some of their parents came, and I saw them. I connected immediately. In fact, I came to social media to apologize that if I'd raised some doubts, I'm very sorry. I apologize to the Bring Back Our Girls people, and I urged them to stand firm and all that. So, and I think those raising these conspiracy theories that the girls are looking well fed, the girls that were hidden in a politician's house, these are not necessary. These girls were taken, and we should stop politicizing the agony of, the family.
So, as a youth leader or a spokesperson for the PDP during this era, you were apparently very close to power.
Yes, I was.
Yes,
I was.
What was going on in power to the extent that it felt like the country was falling apart? Corruption was on the rise.
Yes.
Infrastructure was in shambles. Yes. Of course, everything that you can think about wasn't just going right. Yes. Was there nobody, someone like yourself, who could walk to the president and say, things are not going okay out there? do something different, especially, for example, what was happening in the petroleum sector.
Yes. For the petroleum sector, even when I was in government, had called for the sack of Deji and that she should be prosecuted. Severally, there are evidence, to prove that. And I felt that, there ought to have been more transparency, in the way things were being done and all that. But you see, every government has, its positives. Sometimes it may be noble, it may be modest, and other times it may be spectacular. The government, the PDP government and the PDP years, they had their own positives, but they also had a lot of negatives. For instance, the issue of Boko Haram is a big watershed, and the issue of the Chibok girls, and all that. But when the Chibok girls thing happened, many of us had suggested so many things that, we should go to the Unity Fountain. We should identify, we bring back our girls people. But other people in government felt otherwise and said these people are being used by APC to embarrass the government. And we say no. We said these people cannot be used, even if they are being used by APC. The issues they are raising are germane. Innocent girls have been kidnapped. Even if other people were saying that the governor of Borno was complacent, that because those are the theories that people in power were pushing. And many of us said no. The bottom line is that girls have been abducted, and these are innocent girls, and that we should address the issues. But, government, there's a lot of politicking in government. So, the level of influence, and the final decision resides with the commander-in-chief, So he took certain decisions, and I believe that, only him can explain why he took some of those decisions.
Are you still in touch with the former president?
I am.
Does he respect you more now because you used to, according to you, tell him the truth?
Yes, we said so many things that were unpleasant, and we still continue to do so. The former president is a simple man. He's somebody, and he's very trusting. So the problem was that he trusted too many people, and those too many people, did not live up to the expectation. Personally, I do not think that the former president is corrupt. But I don't think so. But there were too many corrupt people around him, and he gave them, because even now, he said he complains that he doesn't have money. He complains. You understand? So if a former president can be complaining all the time, and this complaint is not just he doesn't just complain one, two, he complains frequently. So then we start raising the issue. A lot of people that stole this, people that stole this, you just shake his head. So it's a very complicated thing, and we did our best. We offered the counsel that we felt we could offer, and things turned out the way they did.
So, when you were in government and social media was a powerful tool, you were known to be ruthless.
Yes, very, very.
On social media. And how does it operate that you just go out and intimidate people?
Yes.
Well, what was the thing behind it?
Well, the truth was that, I think the APC, the opposition then used social media more to intimidate us. So we were always on the defense, trying to come back, and say things, and talk, and, we tried as much as possible to counter the narrative. But the opposition were better.
So the other issue that's been very recently known about you is your support for the indigenous people of the Biafra, the incarcerated leader. And the question people would ask is, are you interested in the breakup of Nigeria?
No, not at all. I'm not. There's sole reason why I decided to support the IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu, their leader, is because of the approach of the government of violence against them, and because I have said in the past that when all that you have in your hand is a hammer, everything appears to be a nail.
Yes.
And that cannot be the solution to the IPOB thing. The self-determination and call for referendum thing is an intellectual debate. All over the world, when citizens raise such issues, what government do is they debate it, superior argument wins, just like they live and stay in the UK and Brexit and all that. So, and I am convinced in my mind, I've had, chat with Nnamdi Kanu. He's just Biafra. He's not talking about Nigeria or restructuring. You know, I've tried to make him reason in the need for, like, okay, yes, even people in the South and everybody agrees that we need to restructure Nigeria because the way it is presently constituted is not working. So that's the mindset that I have, you know, but he has a different mindset. But in the whole game, the Igbos and the people of Southeast have lost too much in this quest for Biafra. We don't want a repeat of such. So people like me, we are committed to continue to engage people like Nnamdi Kanu.
So the question people will ask is, the fact that you are close to him, a former, notable PDP person, and the fact that the IPOB people weren't active on that. People just have the suspicion that
conspiracy theories.
This has become your military wing, or
well, the truth is, I think this Nnamdi Kanu thing and the IPOB started on that Jonathan regime.
Yeah.
But you see, the approach was a very nice approach. We just did not.
Did you know them during that?
No, we all used to see them on social media. We didn't really engage them. Okay. But the approach of government was that the narrative being sold is a narrative that cannot fly. And government did not see any reason to use force to arrest Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was just talking on social media. How many people knew him?
But he had a radio station.
Yeah, he had a radio station. He was building following. Yeah. But what this government has done, you arrest him, you have given him what he wants. Now he has become like a godlike figure in the Southeast. He has become like the leaders of the Igbos. That was irrelevant. The government did not need to arrest him. The government did not need to give him this popularity that he now enjoys. You understand? Instead of solving a little problem, all what the government needed to do was, like under the past government, we were already countering the narrative that he was selling. We were countering it, and the people that were countering it were Igbos. What this government would have done was also to continue in that line, counter the narrative. And now they've arrested him. They have made him a hero. They turned him into a hero. And he now has more people who sympathize with his cause. The government a government and a country does not kill those who agitate for self-determination. They engage them. They talk to them. It's just like if you are in a marriage and your marriage is not working and your wife wants to leave. You don't now then start beating her up because she wants to leave. Because if you now further give her a reason to exit the marriage, so you don't beat her up, you don't complicate the issues. Because once there are issues, you discuss the issues, you debate them, and you now find a way to solve them. The situation with the IPOB people is that there is a problem with the marriage. People are raising concerns that they are not being carried along and the marriage is faulty. Instead of engaging them, talking to them, you are not beating the wife, and you want the wife to stay. So
next question is, of course, your other engagement, which has to do with the Shiites. You also been known to have run-ins with law enforcement over your support for the Shiites, religious group in Kaduna who were recently massacred by security agencies.
Yes.
How's that going?
Well, my coming into the Shiite thing was very simple. The leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Sheikh Zaki, and his wife, they've been detained for over 538 days. And I did not get interested until the Federal High Court gave a ruling and said that the government should release Sheikh Zaki and his wife, pay them compensation, 25 million naira each, rebuild their home or provide an alternative home for them, and that the DSS should hand him over to someone who is not less than an Inspector General of Police, who will escort him to his home, his new home, and that will ensure his safety. And we have watched as this government has completely disobeyed that court order. That was the reason why I got interested in the Shiite issue. Immediately the order was given, I became interested and said that I want the federal government to obey this order. Because why they were keeping this, I did not get myself involved in the matter. Because I felt that, well, maybe the government had been getting detention orders and all that. And when the pronouncement was made, I said, a responsible government will obey its courts. Because when we do not obey courts and we do not do the right thing, then impunity will reign.
then people will resort to self-help. I personally see a situation where the Shiites, having exhausted all legal means and having been peaceful for a long time, they may now resort to self-help. You understand? And what the present government is creating, they may be creating another monster bigger than Boko Haram. Because, like in my encounters with the security people, they arrested me over the Shiites. They told me, they said they don't have any problem with me. The only problem they have with me is my involvement in the Shiites, that they want me to hands off my hands from the Shiites. And I told them, I said, the reason why I will not hands off the Shiite matter is because you killed over 1,000 of them. But let's even go by your admission. By your admission, you say you killed over 300 of them and you buried them in mass graves. You said in quote that they're a violent group and that they're a threat to national security. But these guys, they have not killed one soldier, one police, and any civilian in retaliation after what the Nigerian government has done to them. And I say to myself that these are a peaceful group. They are just endangered species. The security agencies even have told me that the rallies I'm doing and the agitation I'm doing for the Shiites, I cannot go to Kaduna and do it. That if I go and do it, I'll be killed. So the question is, when the security agencies are supposed to protect, even if I'm an unbeliever or I'm an idol worshipper, and I'm practicing what I believe in, the security agencies are supposed to protect me, and now telling me that Shiites are no longer safe in their own country. That brings to bear before the things that we are saying, that we've been saying about incompetence of institutions.
Under President Jonathan's regime, soldiers actually killed
3 of his sons.
Sons.
Yes.
Yeah. But you didn't say anything like that.
I said something there.
Yeah.
In fact, I said that the government should compensate, the government should apologize, which was done. I said it publicly, you know, and I condemned the attack. And I said, you cannot go about killing people. You understand? Any government that goes about killing its own citizens, if it was a Boko Haram attack and somebody was killed, that is understandable. But when a government that's supposed to protect its people, goes around killing its people, how do you explain that?
So, you have done something also recently over the $43 million that was discovered in an apartment in Ikoyi, Lagos.
Yeah.
You came out and said it was part of the campaign money that was supposed to be used for the Jonathan campaign that this man is keeping. And I would imagine Femi Fanika, who's a good friend of yours, disagrees. He said this money belongs to Rivers State. You know, and you guys I've seen you guys bond after that. How did you resolve your discrepancies?
The truth is, the money was diverted by the former NSA. It's campaign money. NIA. You know, and it was campaign money. And you know, my guess might be as good as yours. He may even have more in other locations. You never can tell. And I'm in my mind, it must have been maybe his retirement money, you know. And he knows that what I'm saying is the truth. He knows.
Because you said you went to
he knows that what I'm saying. Yes. He knows what I'm saying. Yes. $1 million. That even before, he didn't take, even before his case with EFCC. This happened before his case with EFCC because he was the one that gave FFK a heads up that the EFCC was already
after him.
You know, coming after him, and he offered that if he can give EFCC $1 million and say, you know, out of the whole campaign thing, this was all I got for myself, and you know, and all that. And he said, how can I do that?
But the one people said FFK, Femi Fanika, did not take the money because he thought it was a setup by the Buhari regime.
Well, that can be one of the reasons. I don't know. But what he said was that how can that's admission of guilt, that I'm returning money that was meant for campaign, you know, that's admission, you know, and he said, I can remember what he said vividly. He said, I cannot do it. I cannot take the money. I'm sorry. That was what he said. So, but if he comes out and say, well, maybe Egbon is being political, you understand, and everyone knows that what I'm saying is the truth.
And you said a lot of, you said to me when you arrived, a lot of PDP people.
Yes, they're very angry. That how can I come out and say things like this that I was part of that government?
Let's ask a question that is very interesting. You know, you've been walking past gazillions of dollars in the last few years. Did you yourself not take some of this money that was available during the election?
Where did I see money? That was the thing.
Well, you mean your friends, the NIA people, the PDP people did not say, these are very aggressive campaigner.
You see, let me tell you
Come and take $2 million.
Let me tell you something, my brother. When I heard that people were getting money from NSA's office and that people were getting money even for prayers, I think, because even so now I'm still, it's sounding very strange and weird to me, because I still don't believe any of those reports. But when I heard that people were getting money for prayer, and I had to ask, I said, which of the NSA?
That we are very, very serious about corruption and reorganizing the economic institutions of the country.
So Deji, you're welcome back. We'll be wrapping up from here, and we want to look at youth participation in governance, or young people in Nigeria. Recently, we're quite excited about France. It's Macron. Young people are taking over power, and there's been some campaign about not too young to run. And do you think Nigerian young people in this country are ready for take over power?
Yes, basically I think we should not be talking about just young people. We should be talking about, Macron is young, he's competent, he has character. So what makes a good leader is a good head and a good heart. If a leader has a good head but does not have a good heart, he will have problems. If he has a good heart and does not have a good head, he will have a problem. Yeah. So the conversation should go beyond young person. You want a young person. You want young people involved in politics. The ability to forgive the young person. You look at how the young person. So it should be about, because for instance, the left wing and the right wing in France, I saw your tweet. We're preparing for power. Yeah. But the youth wing strong.
Exactly.
So Nigerian young people should be thinking in that direction. We should be thinking in the direction that if we continue to go like this and this country survives, a situation where we have people who do double dripping, triple dripping, quadruple dripping. For instance, you served as a former public servant. You retired and you are getting pension. You became deputy governor, you are getting pension. Governor, you are getting pension. Vice president, pension.
Senator,
pension. President. I was discussing Bambus 2 weeks ago. I was like, look at this budget. And I read the budget for me. 75% of the budget is current expenditure. 25% is for capital expenditure. If this cycle continues, because all these political pension people, they're taking part almost everything. If this cycle continues in the next 10 to 15 years, maybe we'll have only 10% for capital expenditure. Nigeria cannot continue like this. I just want to shed a little light on something on this issue of fight against corruption. Look at what the EFCC is doing. The EFCC is doing a good job.
You think so?
I think so. But let me tell you something. The EFCC is failing because the budget for buying cars is more than what was budgeted for legal services. In their budget.
In the EFCC?
Yes.
Wow.
So you can see why they are losing cases in court. For instance, early last year, 2016, the court ruled that the EFCC should provide the details of all loots recovered and publish it on a website. Today, in this rush to celebrate something, the Attorney General of the Federation last week, said that he listed the money recovered. He said they've recovered 59.9 billion. So we wasted all this time on 59.9 billion, and we ruined the economy because 59.9 billion. That's an insult. And he said that he listed the MTN fine 50 billion as part of the recovered goods.
So you can see that we are just joking. Young people must begin to ask the right questions. Questions about, are we getting a fair deal? Do we have a voice in the country? Do we have a place in the country? A situation where you find 36 ministers. We are not even complaining that they give us 6 ministers. No, it's too small. No. Even the minister for you, they did not give us. A situation where the young people are perpetually confined to essay on social media, PA, and to be carrying briefcases and taking selfies with politicians. That cannot move the country forward. What was done in France can be done here. It's just
so that's the question I want to ask. What's your own end game? You know, because I'm sure you're a politically active youth. You are no longer in PDP, by the way, yes, and you're doing more of advocacy now, fighting corruption, fighting on behalf of people who are illegally or unjustly detained, or incarcerated or persecuted by the government. What is the end game for you? Are we going to hear of a run for political office in 2009 from Deji Adeyanju?
Yeah. In 2019.
19, sorry.
You know, what I'm looking at is getting, supporting a candidate who is between the ages. With what is going on in the country, I think the age restriction thing is going to apply. You know, what's going on in the country. I'm looking at a candidate between the age of 35 to 45. You know, someone less than 50. Somebody that is not just young, but has character, is competent, and can do the job. You know, but if you see a young person who can be Nigeria's president, by the time you see it, you will know it. Just like when you see Obama, the qualities are there. Someone who can reposition this country. That's the kind of person I want to support in Nigeria. I want the Macron thing to be done in my generation. And there is no better time for it to be done. Like, things have never been, Nigeria has never been at the crossroad in such a very bad state like we are now. And 2019 presents the opportunity. You can hear what Sheikh Gumi said yesterday, that Buhari has failed and the APC has failed, but people should not vote for PDP or APC in 2019. You know, so we should look for a credible alternative. And I believe that a young, competent, and I'm emphasizing on the word competent, somebody that, because you cannot just take somebody from the street that does not know the game, that does not know what politics, that does not, but politics is a game of number. The reason why Buhari has always had 12 million votes is because he has a constituency where he gets it from. So from 2003 to 2015, when Buhari has, 2015 when Buhari lost, Buhari has always been consistent. In 2003, he got 12 million votes. In 2007, when he competed against his fellow Northerner, that was when his votes reduced, he got 6 million. In 2011, when he competed against Jonathan, 12 million votes. Then he won in 2015. So, young people need to be very calculative. They need to know that politics is a game of number. We need to determine what we want. And again, sir, young people, you know, there is this assumption that young people are used and done. No, nobody is using us and dumping us. So if you're a member of a political campaign, maybe I want to run for government, and you're a young person and you work for me and I'm paying you, and at the end of the political process I've been elected,
we disengage.
And I disengage with you, how does that amount to me dumping you, using and dumping you? No, you were paid for services. Services that was rendered to me, I paid you. But if, as young people in Nigeria, we come together and I said, Egbon, you, in this country, you are a voice. An endorsement of a presidential candidate will go a long way. If you bring all your assets to the table, and I bring all my assets to the table, and we decide that while these two people are fighting, we want the youth wing to strike like what happened in France. And we make something big happen because we are bringing something to the table. Politics is about bringing something to the table, whether it's in America, it's in London, it's here. When they sit, this big old guys sit down on the table, this person is bringing 5 billion, this person is bringing media assets, this person is bringing, you know, something to the table.
So do you see a youth constituency that can be mobilized, conscientized, and conditioned to this kind of expectation that you are describing? Do you see it happening?
I see. Do you know why I see? A few weeks ago, I called for a meeting. We were talking with the young people in the country. In fact, I met with so many people yesterday. called for a meeting, young people. You know, it will surprise you that youth leaders in APC came, PDP, ABGA. There were 9 political parties, Labour Party, COA, and all the youth leaders of, that's the elected youth leaders of all these parties were present.
Wow. And you were the one who called the meeting?
Yes, I convened the meeting. And several other stakeholders. In fact, sir, we had tried to bring the 2 functional NANS presidents to the meeting, but they were fighting, so we could not take them into the hall. We are also trying to bring the 2 functional youth council presidents into the meeting, but they were fighting. We didn't want them to come in and
be fighting
because
physically.
the purpose of the meeting will have been defeated.
Yes.
But we are talking to them because the problem of this generation is we allow these old folks to divide us and use us for political reasons. But how long can we continue? In answering your question directly, I think if our message is right, if we get, because I will not support somebody who, because if I see someone, and we are searching, if we see an ideal person, someone that once you see him, you know that this is it, this is the person that can, just like Buhari, when you see him, with all his failings, his constituency, they know why they vote for him. They want him to jail those who are oppressing them. So year in, year out, they are voting for him and they are ready to stand by him. So until, as a generation, I think the greatest task we have is to look for someone, someone that when I see him, I know that for a fact this is the person. So once we get that person and the message is right, and we talk to everybody, I think we can conscientize the generation. And I think that the generation will see a need to take action. Because whoever you talk to, just go to the street, whoever you talk to today, the tales they tell you are tales of woe and woe.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, on a final note, are you reaching out to people who are disenchanted, who don't even believe in the political process? Like, you were being in touch with IPOB, Shiites, Do you see these people also seeing reason with you becoming part of a vibrant youth movement that will just serve a political purpose that is completely disruptive of the old order?
Yeah. Well, there are people we are talking to. My organization, Concerned Nigerians, we are doing we are involved in the continuous voter registration in all the states. And we've had very good
response so far.
But it will surprise you that the only place where people are not coming out to vote is in the southeast. Because there has been a successful narrative by the IPOB people that the election will not take place in the southeast.
Wow.
And this narrative has not been challenged or countered by this government. Maybe the government does not see a need to counter the narrative, or the government feels that the southeast people, their votes don't mean anything or don't count.
Yeah.
But we are concerned, and that is why you see when I decide to engage the IPOB people, I am concerned in reaching out to them. Yes, I understand where they are coming from and their perspective, but I want them to also understand my perspective and what we think, the ideal nation where we think we should be. So we are reaching out to them. We are reaching out to so many people who don't believe that their votes count. For instance, I told some group of people that I addressed last week, how can you say your votes don't count when you don't have a PVC? Have you voted before? How do you know that your votes don't count? The reason why your votes don't count is because you never voted before.
You don't vote, yeah.
If everyone who is saying votes don't count decide to vote and stand by their vote, the current INEC, as bad as it may seem, the only way to prevent them tampering with results for you to register, and people in the southeast who are refusing to turn up to vote now, they cannot complain of 1.9 million votes from Kano in 2019. The solution is for young people to become politically conscious, for them to get involved in the political process, and for them to participate in the political process. It is by that they can bring about leaders that can fulfill their expectations and aspirations. If you refuse to vote good leaders, bad leaders will emerge. These bad leaders will deny you access to good hospitals because they will not go to hospitals here.
Yeah.
They will deny you access to good schools because their children will not go to schools here. And they will deny you access to basic things like electricity, good roads, water, and all this. So this is the reason why young people must be interested, in the political process.
Well, Deji, I want to thank you so much for coming to our studio today in Ikeja, Lagos. It's been an amazing time talking to you and just exchanging views and ideas. And I hope we'll see more of you.
Sure.
Now that we're friends.
Sure. Thank you for having me. It has been a great pleasure.
Yes. Thank you.